Gucci orders ride with your bitch. If a shot, yeah, you know it don't miss. Deep range, my shot go switch. We riding now, windows riding through your town.
What's good, my Division agents? Welcome back to another Tom Clancy's Division 2. And yes, you've seen the title. We are back with another variant. I told you I'm gonna keep giving y'all different variants. You choose which one you like. But this one right here is definitely something that I recommend, or should I say, I ain't even call it something. This is a build that I recommend you to not even sleep on. I'm gonna give you two builds in one. We're gonna get straight to this real quick, but I'm gonna give you two builds in one, depending on if you have it or not. But if you want more armor on kill, I got you. That's what I'm gonna show you. If you want to do more damage, I got you. And if you want both, I got you. We're gonna obtain up to 2.1 million health, as you've seen in the video previewed, but let's go straight into it. So if you're new, leave a like. If you're a returning person, leave a comment. And if you're a hater, man, you already know my slogan. I catch you when I catch you. Have a good day about that. But let's go straight into it. So for anybody new, I'm gonna have to go over specialization, but as you see, we're gonna get right into it. So as you see right here, we got 4-piece Hunter's Fury, and you see we got 1.4 million health and 1.3 million armor, right? So let's go dive into it right now. So boom, let's talk about the specialization. Like I said, you want the specialization again. Now you could pick whatever you want. Some people might say gunner. You're not getting no health on kill from this, so that's why we got hunters, and that's why we're about to talk about firewall specialization. The reason why you want this is because the firewall specialization gives you health on kill. On top of that, you also get a tanky shield, or should I say a striker shield, where you do more damage, specifically this shield right here. And then you also get small perks in between, like when your armor break, you know, you actually put enemies on fire. You get this cover to cover bonus armor. As you see, when I do cover to cover, I get bonus armor. So you got a lot of survivability, and of course you got the number one thing that matters the most, which is, I call it the whippet kit, but it's the firewall kit, when you actually get back your health and armor back for popping a kit, which is crucial whenever you need it. That's why we're going with the specializations. So we're gonna get that done. Bam. Next, let's go to the modifiers. Ain't spending too much time on this, but the reason why we're going with this is because we're going with broken link. On activation, freeze all attributes on the current scores multiply with the value of each current attribute bonus by 2. Passive modifiers values multiplied by 2 for the duration of the modifier. Once the effect ends, all attribute scores go back to their base values. As you see, it lasts for 25 seconds, cooldown for 30. Feel like it's a good trade-off, but that's what you specifically want when you press up on the D-pad. Next, we're going with loaded up. 25% of your critical hit chance value is added to critical hit damage while at tier 5 in firearms. We already at tier 5 because we have a lot of red, so it's actually easy to obtain this. Again, passive modifier. This is why I've been telling y'all to do your journeys. You get a lot of season XP for it, and you also have a way to play the game in different ways. If I didn't have any of these modifiers, I would not be able to play with this type of version of the build or any of these variants. So modifiers is key. Next, what we're going with is tech upgrades. While at tier 3 in both firearms and electronics, your skill duration is increased by 25% of your current critical hit damage. You see that we got the Backfire in our hands, so I think you already know how much critical hit damage you're about to be hitting. And the number one thing that y'all are missing, and this is the key of it, you get a total of 150% total health if you have this modifier. So what this is a tier a day. For each tier in any attribute, gain 10% total health. You know, when you at max, you see how I got the firearms, the stamina, the electronics blinking. Right now I'm at max. So if I press up on a D-pad, this is going to multiply this to be at 2.1 million health. I'm going to show y'all that, but before we get into that, I'm going to show you some more stuff. And that's how you're going to be getting them high crit damage and high crit chance and everything else like that. So we got that settled. Bam. Now let's move on to the guns. Now y'all see me in the video play with multiple SMGs, specifically the Backfire and Chatterbox, but you could play with whatever one you want. If you want the most damage, if you don't want to put yourself on bleed, then you could play with the Chatterbox. And if you are okay putting yourself on bleed, and if you want the crazy damage, then you could play with the Backfire. They are both tremendously work perfectly with this build. The Chatterbox has the increased RPM to get your clutch back, and then you also have the Backfire where you get your damage. So you could pick what you pick. Sometimes I even go with Streamline to the point where I don't have to use any skills because I just do enough damage and I'm actually comfortable in my health pool, you know. So that's what I would say. You can either go with the apartment, you could either go with you see I got the apartment as my secondary gun, but that's what we're going with. So specifically the Backfire, you see expertise 30, um damage targets out of cover, obviously dealing damage to enemy adds a stack of 2% critical hit damage up to 100, lasting 10 seconds. On reload, apply a 10% bleed to yourself, which deals 0.5 armor damage per stack. Again, we're going to be getting up to 200% crit damage on top of what we have, and yeah, that's going to be shredding. Like I told you, you could pick any gun you want. If you want to see if you rank up an MPX to 30 in the Backfire, you see it's the same base damage, so you technically could put an MPX on, or an apartment or whatever you want on for that. But weapons, that's what we're doing for that. Chatterbox as well, you know, increase the reload for the rate of fire, increase to 25%. Everybody know what the Chatterbox do. Basically, whatever enemy is around you, you just every time you reload, you just get RPM buffed, and you can see why that works crucial with clutch, because the faster the RPM, the better you gonna crit, the faster you gonna crit, and the faster your armor come back up. So that's how we're going with that. Pistol, don't really matter. You can just use what you want. Now, everything you see here is going to roll with health, and I'm going to have crit hit damage. You see we have 4-piece Hunter's Fury, 2-piece Palisades. Not going with the Hunter's Fury backpack. I'm not going with the chest piece because I need clutch for the backpack, and I want obliterate. So Hunter's Fury mask, you see we got health, crit damage, weapon damage. Hunter's Fury glove, you see we got health, weapon damage. Everything on this is health. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm lacking on the crit damage, but the Backfire is going to make up for the lack of the crit damage that I don't have on the gear, you know what I'm saying, because I'm getting 200% added on to what I have. So again, that's why I said if you want the damage, go with the Backfire. If you're comfortable with lack of a damage, go with the Chatterbox. And again, like I said, if they all work perfectly, you can pick what you want. So, but in this case, like I said, the Backfire is #1 thing. Then we're going with 2-piece Palisades, but 4-piece Hunter's Fury, you see we got 15% shotgun damage and SMG damage, right? Which is crazy for SMGs. 20% armor on kill, remember that, and 50% health on kill. And remember what I told you, with the Firewall Specialist, you get that 20 to 25% health on kill added on to the 50. So as you've seen in the videos, every time I get a kill, I just go right back. Like, I could kill a skill, I could kill an enemy, I could kill, like, shoot the enemy's weak point or whatever. I'm still getting this armor back over just one kill. So that's what we're doing. And then with the 4-piece Hunter's Fury, enemies within 15 meters receive a debuff, amplifying your weapon damage against them by 20%. Killing a debuff enemy with the weapon disorients them, and other enemies within 5 meters and amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. As you see, crazy damage. That's why you see me in some of my clips, I'm hitting for 1 million. Backfire does it perfectly well. So that's what the 4-piece Hunter's Fury do. Now we got 2-piece Palisades. You see we got 10% armor on kill. What did I tell you? Do not forget about that. You got 20% armor on kill. Then we have 60% health with the 2-piece. Then we got health, crit damage, obliterate for the damage. And then we also got another Palisades. That's how we got the 2-piece. And we got health, and then we got clutch. Again, clutch, if you're below 15% armor, crit hits repair up to 2.5 missing armor. Kills allow you to repair up to 100% to 4 to 10 seconds. Based on your weapon cores, you already know what it is. That's why we got 1, 2, 3, and sometimes, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you, I'll even put this to 4. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, sometimes I'll be fluctuating back and forth. But as you see now, we have 1.2, and now we got the Backfire hitting for 124.95, and then now we got the Chatterbox for 96.67 if you went with this version. All you gotta do is expertise it, and you'll be at 1.3. Like if I was to expertise all these pieces to like 25 or something, I will be at 1.3 with 1.4 million armor. But that's why we're going with these pieces. So yeah, again, like I said, we've got a striker shield and we have a defender drum. So now let's show you the stats, because like I said, I'm showing you 2 different variants. With this version, we have 56 crit chance on top of the modifier. Like I said, when I activate that, I'm gonna be higher. And then we had 134 crit damage added on with 200, that's 334. So that's how much damage you're gonna be doing if you get the max stack on the Backfire. And then when we activate the modifier, we're gonna get more on top of that. You see what I'm saying? So The damage is crazy. You really don't have to have too much damage. That's why I went with health on all my pieces on Hunter's Fury. So that's for that version. So let's go to the survivability. See, we got 348.8 armor on kill, 348.8k. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. Health 1.4 million. You see health on kill 1.1 million health on kill. Crazy. Y'all see it. So if you want the 4-piece Hunter's Fury version, this is probably the best way to do it. Now. Let's say if you don't want to rock 4-piece. Let's say I want a little bit more health. Don't get it twisted. You're still going to hit 2 million once I activate the modifier. But when I put on the DeathGrips, I think y'all already know where I'm getting here. Hold up, let me find it, because for some reason I can't find it right now. Right here, boom. Now you see my health went up to 1.5. Okay, we don't got the 4-piece Hunter's Fury, but we still got the 3-piece. We got 20% armor on kill and 50% health on kill on top of the armor on kill that you get from DeathGrips. And then we got another 30% health. That's why we at 1.5. We went from 1.4 to 1.5. Now let's go look at let's look at the crit chance. Now we at 56 crit chance. The same. And as you see, we had 128.8 crit damage. You know, only thing we're losing is 12%. So we still hitting very high in crit damage. 12% ain't really gonna be like a big change in between what you're doing now. You're gonna have more survivability. That's the thing. As you see, when I kill one enemy, I get everything back when I put on this version. This is why this version is probably, I call it the vampire like version, because you just get everything back. So this is probably the best armor on kill build that I've made, especially with clutch, because then you got to remember too, even when I get that armor on kill, I'm getting clutch to activate, which means every time I'm shooting, my armor's coming right back. So it's literally a lifesteal build. Specifically, it's a life-stealing build. Shang Tsung. If you play Mortal Kombat, you know what I'm talking about. But that's that for that. As you see, that's it. That's the only thing I changed. So if you want to rock the 3-piece, you can. If you want to rock this version, you can. And that's what it is. If you want to get the name DeathGrips, or should I say these gloves, these only drop in the DZ or in Conflict or in the vendor. So that's what you will have to get for that. So now let's activate the modifier. So you see I'm gonna activate this modifier. I'm gonna press up. Now look, 2.1 million health, right? Then we got 153 crit damage, like how I told you, added on to the 200 if I did that, and 66 crit chance. You see what I'm saying? I got so much survivability and I still got the amount damage. And like I said, if I want to go put on the 4-piece Hunter's Fury, I could do that. See, I'll be at 2 million, you see? So it doesn't really matter how you do it. You see how I just dropped back to 1 million because of, you know, and I got to stack back all my modifiers. See, I got 3, 2, and 1. So, but that's all you got to do. You just got to kill stuff, and then you'll get your firearms, electronics, and that will be what it is. Very simple. So that will be it for today's build. Like I said, I probably went over my time limit, but that will be it. 2 builds in 1, and Hunter's Fury does the job. So hopefully y'all go out there, y'all play with these. Like I said, if you're an advanced player, you can play with 4. If not, it doesn't matter. The build works. And like I said, you can play with any gun that you want, or any SMG if you choose, because you got 15% SMG damage here. But yeah, that will be it. Yeah, I'll probably catch y'all in my next video. Y'all been going hard with the support. We're finally partnered. Thank you for y'all did it. We did it. We're finally partnered, and this is only the start from here, like how I said. And I'm gonna keep giving y'all these clutch build videos, and trust me, I got way more. I got some PvP versions added on to the ones that I dropped before. So yeah, like how I said, if you're new, leave a like. If you're a returner person, leave a comment. And if you're a hater, I'll deal with you when I'll deal with you. Hopefully y'all have an exuberant day, and I'll catch y'all in my next video. Peace, agents.